name is Chantel Crum. I am 52 years old and I have been divorced for 22 years.
Okay. Most couples are married because they say they love their spouse. What do you think love is? How would you define love?
Let's see. Love is to hold a person down through good and bad times, to cherish them, to honor them, and respect them. In all the good, the bad, the ugly, the right, the wrongs, etc.
Okay. So basically, what are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage?
Hmm. The keys to a happy relationship or marriage are being able to really cohabitate first and foremost. Um, Tolerating them being around more frequently than you being alone. Someone who can appreciate and care for you when you need them. Someone that doesn't criticize you for your faults. And just overall being affectionate.
Okay. How do you feel about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood, remarriages, and illegitimacy in American communities today?
Well, ironically, out of all those that you've listed, I think I fall into several of those categories: divorce, illegitimacy, um, kind of cohabitation, but I cut that off. But at single parent, um, and with I can honestly say it is a task, and it can be difficult when you don't have that person there to lean on and be that support system to keep you lifted. These we as individuals in that category have to be able to have strength to keep ourselves lifted and not fall to the stigmas of society. Because most people feel like individuals that fall in that category are less than, whereas I feel like I'm a strong Black woman who has maintained and worked towards my goals to be successful and satisfied.
Okay. What do you think are the causes of origins of social problems we're facing today, such as like teenage pregnancy and all the violence that's going on today? Do you think they are due to a lack of morality or due to the fact that religion is not as prevalent in our everyday lives today?
Religion has always been prevalent. Religion will continue to be prevalent. So no, I do not think it has to do with religion. I think it more so has to do with societal expectations within that environment that these teenagers, as the question says, grow, and status, feeling like doing these certain things provides them a status and meaning and the desire to feel like they mean something to someone else other than themselves first and foremost.
Okay. So, what can and should be done by our community, African Americans, really to solve some of these problems facing the nuclear family, meaning couples and their children, and marriage in our community? What do you think we can do?
Pray, because as I've witnessed myself in working with teenagers, it usually stems from the parent or the guardian or them being having to raise themselves. So, I mean, we can educate, we can provide resources, but it's really up to the individual if they want to change the negative aspects of their lives or if they want to just endure it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Graham.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Imogene Robinson. I am 78 years old as of yesterday. I was married for 51 years to the same man. We dated when I was in the 12th grade, and we got married when I was 21 and he was 23. What else? I am now a widow. He has been deceased for 5 years.
Okay, thank you. Most couples are married because they say that they love their spouse. What do you feel and think love is?
Love to me is caring for someone very, very much. Having a relationship where, a lot of times when people are married for a long time, they can think alike and answer the same questions the same way because of their relationship for so long.
Okay. And basically, what do you think are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage?
The keys to a happy relationship in a marriage is give and let give, understanding one another, not trying to be the boss or whatever you want to call it in the marriage. Be co-partners to me.
Okay. What do you think about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood marriages, and illegitimacy in American communities today?
Now, divorce, my family didn't believe in divorce. We didn't get divorced. One sister, I believe in divorce if you have that physical violence, no communication, physical and mental and verbal abuse. Both persons should be equal in the marriage.
Okay, great. What about cohabitating with one another?
I never believed in that. My mom and dad got married when they were young, back in the day, and that's the only person that she lived with, that both of them lived with for 50-some years, and my daddy died first, and she never remarried.
Okay.
And I married when I was 21. I went with the same guy for years, and we got married. We had 3 children, and my daughter had 3 children. And we just don't believe in divorce. We believe in trying to work things out.
Okay. What about single parenthood?
Well, I believe if you raise them right, if you're in the home with the children, the mom and the dad, it won't be any single parent. They'll get married when they fall in love and get married and stay together. I don't believe in divorce unless it's physical violence. Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you believe in remarriages?
Well, to a certain degree, I believe that God might send someone else to that person, like my husband passed, and I'm not interested in marrying again, but if God sends someone that I think, he would, that would appreciate me and I would appreciate him, and we had the same kind of relationship my first husband and I had.
Okay, what do you think are the causes or origins of social problems today? Meaning, like this teenage pregnancies or the violence that the America is experiencing today. Do you think that they are um, moral problems, due to moral problems, or due to the fact that religion is pretty much not as prevalent in everyday lives today?
Yes. I'm a very religious person. I grew up in the church. I got married in the church, and my one child who's married, she got married in the church also, and they've been married 3 years too.
Okay, so what do you think about violence, and about violence today, and teenage pregnancies today? Do you think it's due to lack of morality, or
do.
Lack of religion?
I believe that violence, teenage marriage, all of that is due to seeing violence in the home, violence on TV, everywhere around you. You see, the kids see violence. The parents have to be the example.
Okay. Do you think it's a lack of morals with the problems that are happening?
Yes, the lack of morals, sure. And when they took religion out of the school prayers, that had to do with a lot of the things that are going on in the schools today.
Okay. So what do you think can and should be done by African Americans to help solve some of the problems that we are facing today within our nuclear family, meaning couples with their children, or in our marriage in the community? What can be done to help with some of these problems?
I've always heard a family that pray together, stay together. I believe they should go to church together. They should do family-oriented activities together.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Robinson.
Good evening. My name is Brooke Jackson. I am 53 years old, and I have been married for 25 years.
Okay, thank you. Most couples are married because they say they love their spouse. What do you think is love? How would you define love?
Love is an emotion. And between couples, it's not just about a physical attraction. That's, you see a person, that's an attraction. You just want to get to know that person. But once you get to know a person, you get to know their mind, their body, their soul, what they're thinking, how they feel. And then that's when you develop a different type of attraction for that person. You get to know them.
Okay. What do you feel are the keys to a happy, successful relationship or marriage?
I feel the keys to a happy, successful relationship to marriage, first of all, would be trust. And secondly, it would be respect. You have to have a respect for one another and to be successful.
Okay. How do you feel about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood, remarriages, and illegitimacy in our communities today?
In my opinion, with divorce, you say wedding vows, for better or worse, to death do us part. And you have to mean that. You have to work on stuff. So unfortunately, you have situations where you may have picked the wrong spouse. So abusive relationship, different circumstances that may have required you to get a divorce. But a lot of people abandon marriages too soon. You got to work on stuff. You're going to have problems. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to have financial problems, other things like that. But I would say work on your marriage and try to make it happen all the way to the death do us part, to make those vows mean for better or worse. It's not gonna always gonna be good, but you got to make it there, and just stay committed to the relationship and to the marriage. And if you have to get remarried after the divorce, just take some of the things in your first marriage and try not to take them to your second marriage. You gotta look within yourself and see what I could do better to make this work. And that's how I feel about that situation.
Okay, what do you think about single parent?
Being a single parent, I grew up in a single parent household. My parents actually got a divorce when I was like 5 years old, and I'm still married. Like I said, I've been married 25 years, so I can't really relate to being a single parent per se. But it was hard growing up in a single parent household. Mother trying to take on both roles as a father and a mother, and she's having to work, stuff like that. So I think that's hard on a relationship, on a black family. For speaking for myself, you kind of need both parents to take care of those duties, because a woman really can't teach me, a man, how to be a man. You know, I had older brothers, fortunately, to help be that role. Then later on in life, I had a stepfather that helped out as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what do you think about the causes or origins of social problems today? Pretty much like teenage pregnancies and all the violence that's going on. Do you think they are due to the lack of morality, or due to the fact that religion is not as prevalent in our everyday lives today?
I honestly think what the question be saying is morality and religion being absent in everything. And then if you turn on the television, a lot of stuff get glorified. It's a lot of stuff that got drama related episodes on television that kind of, in my opinion, have a psyche on it. And in the music, it's a lot of stuff that you listen to. It's teaching hatred and stuff like that. And you should. Back when I was growing up, it was more stuff about love. You had the Cosby Show. You had stuff about family, stuff about keeping people together. But now, if you look at things, not everything is about separation. Everybody being independent. But it's like the whole culture has changed. But you have to get back to a Bible-based church and stuff like that to get yourself together.
Okay, what do you think can and should be done by us to help solve some of the problems we're facing in the nuclear family and marriage in our community?
As a family, you must communicate with your spouse, with your kids, so you can have to solve the problem and listen to everyone. Listening is the key. And you can hear everyone's problem and try to solve them together as a family. And then as a community, we have to communicate with other couples and communicate with each other. Maybe a couples retreat, anything, or just hanging out with each other, just having face-to-face, one-on-one conversations and hearing each other's problem and how they solve the problem might help you solve your problems. To summarize everything, how I feel about relationship, marriage, first, trust, respect, and communication, and by all means, give all praises to God.
Hello, my name is Diane Malone. I'm 58 years old, and I will be celebrating 30 years of marriage to my husband Ernest on July 31st, 2023.
Okay, most couples are married because they say they love their spouse. What do you think love is? How would you define love?
I define love as an action word. Love is what love does. So many times people say that they love someone based on pure physical appearance. However, that grows short very quickly. In order to love, you have to first of all love yourself before you can love someone else. You show love by things that you do, and it's the simple things. For me, it's my husband filling up my car with gas, washing my vehicle, and just listening to me when I need that lending ear to just listen and not always to give an answer to something.
Okay. What do you think are the keys to a happy, healthy relationship or marriage?
First of all, I'm a Christian, so I believe you must have God first, because without God, it's not going to work. The second and most important thing is communication. You have to be able to communicate with one another, take the time to listen, understand their feelings, their needs, and their wants.
Okay. How do you feel about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood, remarriages, and illegitimacy in American communities today?
Well, being married almost 30 years, I have to be honest with you, it's ups and downs. And there were times I didn't think we were going to make it. But divorce really wasn't an option for me. Not saying that divorce is something that is a bad thing, it just doesn't work for me. We were able to work through the issues that we have, and we made the commitment that we were committed to one another and we were going to make this marriage work. Some people divorce for different reasons, and like I said, there's no pros or cons to that. As far as
What about single parenthood?
single parents, it happens. You know, it's life. You know, I know individuals who are single parents, and they are wonderful parents, both mothers and fathers. They're able to raise their children in an upright way, and things are going extremely well for them, for not only the parent but also the child. So for someone to say being a single parent is the right way or wrong way, we can't judge that. We can't do that.
Okay, what do you think about remarriages?
Again, I have friends who have remarried, and it's wonderful. Sometimes they say second time is better than the first time. Again, we go back to that first question you gave me about love. Finding true love, action, and someone that you can fall in love with and spending the rest of your life with.
Okay, great. What do you think about violence in teenage pregnancies? What do you think the cause or the origin are for some of these social problems that we are experiencing today?
You know, we always say that, you know, things were different in our days. And in a sense, it is. Our kids are exposed to way more violence and things through social media than we have ever been.
Do you think it's a lack of morality, or due to the fact that religion is not as prevalent in our everyday lives today?
I really can't say that, because you can grow up in a Christian home with good values, and you still can have your children or even your significant others to go out and commit crimes or be a part of things that, you know, that we know that is wrong. And, you know, unfortunately, within this last week or so, we've had so many violent deaths that have occurred with our teenagers, you know, whether it's through guns or whatever it is. It's sad. It really is.
Mm-hmm. So what can and should be done by us as a community to help solve some of the problems facing the nuclear family, meaning couples and their children, and marriage in our community? What do you think can be done?
As far as a community, you know, it takes a village to raise a kid, you know, the children, and that is so true. The community can provide outreach opportunities for couples, for teens. You know, we have the Boys and Girls Club, we have the Big Sisters. Those are great organizations. We need to get our kids to know that through education, that's the way out. And when I say education, it's not necessarily always a four-year college. You know, that we have excellent trade programs where our students can earn a trade and earn excellent pay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms.
You're
Malone.
welcome.